Hey everyone, welcome back to, this is what, our third Aang Mail episode ever? I can count. It goes, we did one and then now we're doing three. So yeah, this is the third one. Hello, welcome back.
Hello.
Hello, that's Acorn, by the way, if you didn't know. I don't even know, why am I pointing in any direction? I could just cut and it's Acorn. I gotta play with cuts a lot. I'm gonna be playing with putting pictures in and jump cuts and maybe a fancy transition if we have time.
Ooh.
So we have, for this week, we have a 5-star review, a tweet, and Aang Mail, or 2 Aang Mails, which is like, we got everything.
Yeah.
You couldn't ask for another way to interact with our podcast. We got them all right here.
We got a feedback smorgasbord.
Smorgasbord.
Because that's how you say that word.
Mm-hmm. That's how I'm going to say it from now on for the rest of my life.
Did we introduce the segment that this is the Aang Mail edition?
I said it was Aang Mail. I said this is the third Aang Mail episode. I thought maybe not. I don't know. We'll check it in post.
But you forgot edition. This is the Aang Mail edition.
Edition.
Like the Daily Bugle, but just Aang.
Fair. That's fair. Just Aang. All Aang all the time until we get to Korra.
Yeah.
And then
we'll have to come up with something better.
I already did. Acorn probably doesn't like it, but it doesn't matter because I'm sticking to my guns.
We got
She's
time.
She's like, it's fine. This time, I mean, she doesn't like it. Anyways, we're going to start off with our 5-star review, which comes from Nancy 3000. Now,
Nancy.
If that name sounds familiar to you, that's because I think we shouted her out on the Northern Air Temple episode.
Yes,
last
we
week.
did.
Nancy, for those of you who don't know, has been joining us over at the Geek Generation Discord server and has been participating in not only the channel for Avatar, the podcast, but also in all the other channels too. It's really nice. It's really awesome. And this is like how we first interacted, or Nancy first interacted with us, was this 5-star review that's titled The Blue Spirit.
We're going back through the photo album, folks.
Nancy writes, I'm not usually one to leave ratings or reviews, even at the request of my favorite podcasters. But you guys earned this one after The Blue Spirit. It's an incredible episode of Avatar, The Last Airbender, and y'all made me appreciate it even more.
Oh.
Learning that The Blue Spirit was the final episode of Nickelodeon's original order puts so much into context. This was a make or break episode that also had to function as an acceptable series finale. And they pulled that off. I love thinking about that. We're getting to the really good stuff now, and I'm looking forward to recapping it with you two.
Oh,
Nancy. Thank you so Nancy, you're making me blush.
Nice. For someone who says they don't normally leave ratings or reviews, that was the most delightful review ever.
It was very good. It was really good.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you for being our friend, by the way.
Discord friend.
Thank you for being our friend. And I'm going to sing more. Don't worry. It'll happen.
No takes backsies.
No takes backsies now. And I can't edit that after post. All right. Who do we have next?
Oh my goodness. We have, I think it's Yeathily from Twitter. They wrote, at Podcast Avatar, been loving your podcast lately. After binging the series 2 or 3 or 4 times, going back and listening with your commentary has been so much fun. Also, I was listening to earlier episodes, and for the Kyoshi Island episode in season 1, I don't know if anyone has pointed this out yet. You can see Sokka's rip in his pants when he bends down to stretch in front of Suki when he first entered the training hut.
What? I have to go back and check that.
Had no idea until I read this tweet. That is incredible.
I see it.
That's so good. So it's the rip in his pants from earlier when he was asking Katara to mend his pants.
That's actually kind of funny. So like,
so good.
The other thing that's really funny too is that Katara did sew it back up altogether.
She did.
She went
finished.
Back. Yeah.
She couldn't have her brother showing his bum to an island of new friends, you know?
Or enemies. They don't know. But yes.
Frenemies.
Yeah. Frenemies.
No,
well, what a good
friends.
sister. Friends. For sure.
Such a good sister.
Possibly more.
No.
Suki could be more than a friend.
Okay, fine.
In my mind.
You ate first. Just saying.
I don't know about that.
Thank you, Yeethily, so much for tweeting us. We really appreciate it. And also, thank you for that Easter egg. It is, now that I see it, it's like, how could I have missed that? But
I know.
I don't know.
I bet you we were taking notes. We were taking notes. That's how we missed it. We're too busy taking notes.
True.
At that exact same time, through each and every rewatch.
Yeah.
That's
true.
Definitely what happened. All right. Our next piece is a piece of Aang Mail that comes from Alexa. Alexa writes, "Hey, Greg and Acorn. My name was first on this one." That doesn't happen often, but when it does, I cherish it. So thank you, Alexa.
Congratulations.
Yay. It had to happen sooner or later.
Also, the emojis.
The emojis. Yeah, I love the rocket ship because of a booster to a rocket ship. And then that's an acorn emoji.
Yeah, technically a hazelnut. I checked because I got so excited.
I'm going to speak on Alexa's behalf. It's the closest.
I use it as well, but I have to share that I was a little bummed when I looked it up, and it's actually a hazelnut.
Well, you shouldn't have looked it up.
I know. I like to crush my own dreams. It's fine.
That's all right. I just wanted to write in to say that I love your podcast, Avatar, the podcast. LMAO. Laugh my ass off. Lamau. I'm going to say that. Avatar, the podcast. Lamau.
There you go.
I listen to it every morning when I get ready for the day, and it always makes me happy to not only revisit one of my favorite shows ever, but also to hear you guys do such justice to it. Your analyses are always so deliciously in-depth, and I love the effort you put into each and every episode. Thank you for putting out a good episode, or thank you for putting out a good, great Divide episode and making me feel better about skipping over it in my most recent rewatch, Lamau. That's just what it is from now on. It's Lamau.
Yeah.
While still reminding me of its redeeming elements. Is that a pun?
I think
elements?
That's a pun. It's italicized, so.
Alexa, you are unofficially one of my favorite Aang Mail writers. I'm just saying. I can't wait to keep listening as the series progresses, and I especially can't wait to hear you guys talk about Azula, Mai, and Ty Lee, though I am super biased as a Ty Lee fan. So that little kind of is struck out. It's struck out. Keep up the good work with 4 exclamation marks. It's 4. That's amazing.
For appropriate enthusiasm.
P.S. I also love how much you guys talk about Toph, given that we have not met her yet. It makes me laugh every time because I love how excited you guys are for her introduction, and I know I am too.
Can you tell we're biased?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's very interesting that Toph isn't introduced, I'm assuming, until season 2.
Yeah.
But remains such a highlight of not just the series, but the franchise, that everyone can't help but love her. And if you're watching Avatar: The Last Airbender for the first time and listening to us alongside of it, I cannot wait until you get to Toph.
Yes.
I hope I'm not overhyping her. I probably am. I definitely am.
I don't think we are.
I feel like we are.
No, I don't think we are.
I feel like I hope you cannot overhype Toph.
Yeah.
But I also feel like I want everyone to love her so much, and as much as I do.
I know.
Yeah. So that was super nice of you, Alexa. Thank you so much for writing in. That one is going into the books for me personally.
Going into the scrapbook.
Put it in the scrap. They're all going in the scrapbook. Put this one in the scrapbook, and I might highlight it a little bit. There we go. All right. Go. What do we have for? I think this is going to be the last one we have time for, maybe.
Most likely. It is a long one. So,
yes.
Our next email comes from Rachel. And Rachel writes, "Hey guys, I've really been enjoying Avatar, the podcast, since I finished my first official full watch through of the show. I loved the show as a kid, but I just watched here and there. I wasn't the type to keep up with the new episodes, LOL. when I began my attempt to watch from start to finish, I was almost put off by the kid show goofiness in the beginning episodes, but it didn't take long for me to get sucked back into this beautiful story and amazing world. After the finale, I was in a daze. It was all I could think about and all I really wanted to talk about, and this was how I found Avatar, the podcast. I am fully ready to geek out, and I'm happy to have found some new internet friends to be geeky with. Oh, thank you.
So nice.
That being said, let's talk about Aang. I already mentioned that the goofiness was almost too much for me, and Aang was a big factor. Maybe it's because the writers were really trying to make the show appealing to the young audience. Whatever the reason, he just kind of comes across as an annoying 12-year-old boy, but a super powerful one. And the classic, let's all get along and have fun cartoon protagonist. However, I was so surprised at the depth of character Aang ends up having by the end of the series. He tries to stay positive, but there are moments when the pressure is too much and he cracks. Greg might say he gets angsty.
Yeah.
What is that? 3 puns now?
Oh, this is my favorite episode of Aang Mail ever.
He's on an impossible mission that he hardly knows how to prepare for, but he keeps pressing forward. It might be too obvious to call Aang my MVP, but I think in an attempt to not make everything about Aang, we miss out on noticing really interesting developments in his character. The moral Aang brings to the table is to trust yourself, try your best, and learn by doing. We see him doing this in Winter Solstice 1 and 2. He doesn't really know how to deal with Heibai, but he's willing to get out there and see if there's anything he can do. He doesn't know how he'll talk to Avatar Roku, but he's getting on Appa and busting in that temple anyway. He is doing this all throughout the series up until the end. I can really get in my head about trying new things, so I really appreciate this in his character. Thank you, Acorn Bandit and Booster Greg, for putting this show out there. I love hearing y'all's written recaps of the episodes and the nuggets of trivia. I'm glad to be on this journey with you both. Until next Friday.
Until next Friday, indeed. That's so
super
long and
sweet.
Super sweet. I love it. It's got a so I just want to put a little bit behind the scenes right there. This email came in from Rachel, and it was right before we recorded the episode. I don't remember which one it was, but it was the one where I made the angry pun about Aang being angry. Well, so this is why I already written down. Yes, sometimes I have to write down the puns because they come to me as I'm watching the episode. And then Rachel writes an angsty, and I was like, that could have been what I used later. I was so, I don't know, impressed and happy, and then also sad at the same time.
It's like I missed a great pun.
I was like, no, beaten to the punch by Rachel. Well done. Well done.
Well played.
Well played.
Well played
indeed.
with your pun.
With your White Lotus tile on the board. I see it.
Yeah, there you go.
I see it. There we go.
I also love how this is kind of a love letter to Aang's character.
Yeah.
Such great points. He is an amazing MVP if he is your own MVP. Any listener out there who loves Aang. But I love those morals too. You know, trust yourself, try your best, and learn by doing are such great reminders for all of us.
Yeah, for sure. And also, I want to put this out there. I know, I think it's pretty standard in nerd culture to have your favorite character not be the main character, but I want to say that's a lot of baloney.
Baloney?
Baloney. That's not the word I want to use, but that's the word I'm going to use.
Baloney.
But it's a lot of baloney, because if your favorite character is the title character of the show, more power to you. Absolutely. No one should be able to tell you that that's not cool. Like, if you go into Dragon Ball Z and you say Goku's your favorite character, that's amazing. Goku's an amazing character. Don't let any Vegeta or Piccolo fan put you down on that. And the same thing with this. I feel like someone might be Aang. Ugh, that's so vanilla. And so, no, that's Aang's an amazing character. He's got so much depth. He adapts to the challenges that come at him really well. And he absolutely, I'm getting so like emotional about this. I'm getting fired up about this.
I love it. Passionate.
So he's earned his stay by the end of all of this. I remember that much. Yeah. So if he's your favorite character, awesome. If the Cabbage Merchant is your favorite character, awesome. No one has the right no one should be able to tell you if your favorite character is lame.
Yeah.
Except if it's Ozai.
I mean, we did get a love letter to Ozai.
I know.
Through Twitter, which I can't wait to cover on the Aang Mail edition. So
yes,
they're out there,
we'll get there.
That's going to be spicy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it's weird too. So here's the downside of Avatar coming back in style and getting popular again. People are interacting with the series from like a modern standpoint. And so there are some Aang haters that I've encountered on social media. And that just blows me away because I'm like, how can you hate this adorable little boy?
I know.
He's so good and so kind and so goofy. I don't know. So I'm just happy to see Aang appreciation like this. I believe we have one more to cover, don't we?
Oh, we do. That's right. We do have one. Remember when I said that was the last one? Guess what? I lied. I do that. I keep you on your toes. You got to watch it all the way till the end to make sure. We do have the one more. It is from Ice Wolf Origins, and it's a tweet. Ice Wolf writes, at Podcast Avatar, after finding your podcast, I started listening to others about various things, but none of them are as enjoyable. Your podcast just gives a homey and relaxed feel, and I appreciate it. And then it's this emo with the little hearts and the smiley face, and it's a purple heart. I don't know what the purple heart stands for.
I don't think it stands for anything other than...
Well, I learned a couple episodes back that the heart colors mean things.
Well, we talked about the yellow heart being used on our podcast account, but I don't know if purple heart has a meaning. I've personally seen Twitch streamers use purple hearts because it's like bleed purple.
It's Twitch.
From Twitch.
Ooh, I wonder if Ice Wolf streams. I don't know. But, do you know, I looked up the meaning of the yellow heart.
Yeah?
And that's the heart of friendship, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I have read that before, and I forgot about it until now. You are right, which, thanks, subconscious. That was a good choice. I was thinking yellow just felt like Avatar, so I'm like, okay, yellow hearts for everything.
Good point. It's a good point.
Cool.
But yeah, so
thank you, Ice Wolf Origins.
Thank you. That's so nice.
Thank you,
That's
everyone.
So yes. And remember, if you want to write into us as well, if you're listening to this and you're like, man, Greg, you haven't just said the email address, the Twitter account, or anything else enough. Please tell me where I can interact with everyone. Well, here's where you can do it. And I know we forgot to do this on the last episode, but it's fine because we're doing it now. If you want to tweet at us, it's at Podcast Avatar. If you want to email us directly, you can do so at avatarthepodcast@gmail.com. You can also leave a 5-star written review, and we'll read that in this segment now. And just come hang out with me on Twitch.
Yep.
Monday and Friday evenings, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, unless I'm doing an indie showcase over at the Geek Generation Network.
Yeah.
And then it's a little bit later. But if you pay attention to my Twitter, at Booster Greg, or even ours, because I think we're starting to tweet those out on ours too, at Podcast Avatar. I'm doing this because I'm gonna put it right there.
Fancy with the editing.
Yeah,
I see that. Yeah.
It's too ambitious. I'm gonna regret it later. Anyways, all that stuff you can interact with us. Please do so. Because as long as these Aang mails come in and the tweets and everything, we're gonna keep this series up.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.
Bye. And I know I said nice a lot this one. Don't judge me. Next time, I promise. Synonyms.